Hello, my loves. Welcome to Manifest with Ellie, where we are kind of hacking the manifestation process and actually demystifying it, right? We're helping it be easy for people to manifest and know that they don't have to be high vibe, they don't have to be perfect in or constantly thinking about what they want. There's just some things that we can do to entangle with the quantum field and allow ourselves to receive our good a lot quicker. Now, you've probably heard if you've been studying manifestation, and don't worry if you haven't, I'm going to give you so much here, because I've studied it for so long and used it for so long, I can give you that intelligence in simple ways, right, that you can use right away. But one of the concepts is act as if you have it. Now, this is very difficult for people, right? Because if I'm broke, acting as if I have loads of money, one, isn't that possible because I can't buy anything. And two, I don't feel that in my body, right? And I teach a lot about how it's our body that we manifest from. It's our vibration and our energy, and it's part of it. Our mind is part of it, but a very small part. In fact, the mind can get in the way of what the body will allow. So we want to get open and receptive, right? So it's more important that you feel good about the idea of what you want, if you can, than anything else. And when you're not feeling good, like in my last video, just don't think about that thing. Think about whatever else needs to be done, right? Don't try and make yourself feel good when you feel bad. That's just fighting your body. Your body, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's happy. That does not block manifestations. But when we do think about our manifestations, we want to do it in an energy that is clean, that isn't tarnished by our fears of the past or worries or any kind of as much as we can just decide to only really focus on those things when we're in a good vibrational state, or as best as we can get. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be jumping from the rooftops, but at least we're not going to just go in a downward spiral, right? Excuse me, one sec. So we release resistance by just not resisting what our body's doing, how we feel. And then when we reset and come back to more peace, we can start consciously creating what we want. So this acting as if is a bit difficult for people to get their heads around, right? And the only reason is so that we just decide it's done, right? That we're calling it into our reality now. So if you are fine with that and you feel like it's done on what you're trying to manifest, great. But if you're having trouble with it, what about when you're feeling peaceful? Maybe you've gone for a walk, maybe you've had a bath, maybe you've reset your system in some way, right? And actually, when we first wake up, it's really good to consciously program our brains, right, on a positive trajectory for the day as much as we can. Even if it's as simple as when I wake up, I just notice how relaxed I feel. I thank my pillow. I feel my body in the bed. Just not letting the mind race first thing in the morning can set us to a really good trajectory for the day. And a hack on using the law of assumption is, okay, I don't feel like I've got the $1 million, right? That's pretty clear. And I can't act as if, because I can't go out and buy loads of Chanel today, right? So what about if I could just feel like it's about to happen? Yeah, it's about to happen. It's coming. You know that feeling of anticipation you have when you're about to take a vacation or go to a wedding or a celebration or something that you're excited about? And if you haven't got anything, think back in the past of something that you were looking forward to going on, right? Because if you can actually, when you're in that energy, think about your manifestation, that moment like just before it happens and before it really takes off, that's a really good energy to consciously create in our bodies. And if you're not able to do it right now because you're having a shitty time, don't force this, right? Just remember it for the day that you do feel peace. Your body will reset. Emotions don't last forever. And the best thing that we can do is not resist them. That's what gets stuck. That's what creates trauma, right? And unprocessed emotions. But if we can just get in the energy of, feeling just as if you're about to go on that day, or feeling just, if you get excited about that, feeling just as if the moment you were about to drive your new car, how will you feel that day? How do you want to feel? Because not only are you calling your manifestation in, but you're also calling in the energetic experience you want, right? You can manifest in a crappy mood, but the thing is, when you get the thing you want, if your predominant energy is feeling disappointed, you might still feel disappointed then, believe it or not. So our energetic state, which is more than our emotions, right? I could be an emotion of fear, but my overall energy could be trust and peace, if that makes sense to you. The energy is more than just your emotions, it's also your higher knowing. So I could be fine with the fact that I know I'm freaking out about something, but overall my energy is peaceful, I'm accepting it, I'm not resisting it. So overall energy is more powerful to manifest from than the current emotion, which is often short-lived if we are processing them and not blocking them. And sometimes we're at work or we're busy or we're in a car driving and we can't process the emotion. but make sure you remember to when you get home. I know that sounds really strange. I remember being in the car and I was driving, and there was a guy that kept cutting me up, and he swore at me through the window, and I felt really annoyed, but I had to concentrate on driving. So when I got home, I just let that emotion out, and it's okay to do that. I do have tools for that in my program Sovereign, which is about healing from trauma and narcissistic abuse primarily, but it's also about coming into your authentic power and truth and manifesting. And I've got other things like the Live Fully Now membership, but like, you get to just like feel it and say the things that you wish you could have said, but you don't, you don't actually want to, because that we're not here to harm people. We're not here to say nasty things to people, but we are also not here to suppress our emotions, right? So the thing is just to remember that I've got to like be with myself and feel that out. Let it, and then it will go. When we don't resist our emotions, they go quickly, but sometimes they're inconvenient. So it's a point for us just to be with ourselves. And, like as if you were talking to a friend, you'd say, how was your day? And they'd say, oh gosh, this driver cut me up and I was so mad and I felt blah, 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 blah. And then it's out of their system. Do it with yourself too. Have a conversation with yourself, right? Have a conversation when you get home and say, God, that arsehole, why on earth did he cut me up? It's dangerous and I didn't do anything, and then I'm out. I've finished it. But we're so scared because we don't want to manifest the negative. But you're not. You're just purging. There's a difference between purging and manifesting the negative. And if you don't purge what we call so-called negative, which is not negative, it's part of your life. God designed us perfectly with all the emotions for a reason. You were not meant to be happy all the time. You were not meant to be sad all the time, but you were meant to live the full life of experience, which is all emotions, and learn how to process them and let them out. You can go in your car and scream when it's stationary and you want to play some music. You could play music and rage it out in your room. Let it out. Be really conscious of wanting to be in touch with your emotions, because it's how we get in touch with ourselves. I hope you love this video. I love making it for you. Please keep liking, subscribing and sharing. I would love to build this channel as well. Lots of love, guys. I'll speak to you soon.